Why would you want to kick out my housekeeper? Because we need to protect all big-booty Latinas. If you're a 9, you are fine. You get to stay. If you're an 8, we can have an immigration debate. If you're a 6, you can kick bricks. But Charlie, let's protect my housekeeper. Why does Juanita have to go, Charlie?
You said she's legal, right?
She's illegal, yes.
Oh, illegal. Okay,
illegal. Oh, yeah, she's very illegal. No papers.
I'm sorry. They all got to go.
No, but Charlie, I can't afford to pay a legal one. It's like 50 cents an hour for her.
No, it's going to break your bank.
Charlie, please, just let the lady stay. She's not...
No amnesty, no deportations, no exceptions. They're all going home.
Okay, well, I still won this debate. I love Charlie. We love you, Charlie. Keep up the good work.
Yo, real quick. At no point during yesterday's show was Charlie Kirk's death celebrated.
Are you sure?
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of shit of a human being.
At no point whatsoever.
The pronouns was, were.
But at no point was his death celebrated.
Cause if you chat shit, you will get banned!
If it was, go find me a quote, go find me something that proves that we were celebrating his death.
Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, a piece of shit!
Now, I did a video a few minutes ago saying that Charlie Kirk had been shot at Utah Valley University and he's in critical condition. And it just came out that he died. And condolences to Charlie Kirk and his family. But y'all, I'm so angry. I'm sad, because this should have never happened. This country has become so divided that a person feel like they can take your fucking life because you don't agree with them politically, or you won't get in line and think the way they want you to think. Now, we all know Charlie Kirk didn't believe in transgenders and a man could be a woman and all that, and that's his fucking right. But you know, these people hate him so much because he got Climate fucking 6, because he believe in biology, because he believe in science, because them bastards love to say follow the science, and the science tell you either male or female. You either got an XX chromosome or XY chromosome. You either got an XX chromosomes in a vagina or XY chromosomes in a dick. And because he got common sense, they hate him for it. They hated this man because he said there was no systemic racism. Because the only reason your ass ain't doing it in this country is because you lazy as fuck and don't want to get up and do it. They hate this man because of the way his views. But, you know, they want everybody, the Democrats, the leftists, the progressives, want everybody to fucking get in line and believe what they want to believe, want them to respect them, want them to call them 103 different goddamn pronouns, but they don't want to accept your views on anything. And they have taken this man's life, stolen this man's life from his children and his wife, and I am fucking pissed. And before any of y'all motherfucking niggas come on my goddamn page, I'm like, oh, you crying over a white woman, bitch? I'm goddamn crying over a man who lost his life for his political views, and it don't matter to me what race it is. He's an American who should have never lost his life. Oh, if you got, I know some of y'all niggas finna come on my page with that bullshit. Let me tell y'all something else, because I'm sick of TikTok too, and I don't give a fuck if TikTok take my page down the way. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. But let me tell you something. If you're a woman, if you're a conservative, if you're a MAGA, if you're a fucking Republican, if you don't have a gun, you better go get one. You better go get one, learn how to load it, learn how to go to the range. Because these motherfuckers y'all trying to play nice with, the left, the Democrats, the progressives, they're not playing nice with you. They're out here shooting to fucking kill. They're trying to take your life. It's either their way or no way. That's the way they see it, because they've been so goddamn indoctrinated. But the Democrat is a fucking cancer. Cancer to this goddamn country. They're going to destroy this country. They are a fucking cancer.
Fucking A. Fucking A.
First, I want you to know I'm fine, not because my body is fine, but because my soul is secure in Christ. Death is not the end. It's a promotion. Don't waste 1 second mourning me. I knew the risks of standing up in this cultural moment, and I'd do it all over again. Second, do not let this violence divide us further. The enemy wants chaos, fear, and retaliation. Don't give it to them. Instead, double down on truth. Double down on courage. Double down on your faith and on your families. That is how you honor me. Third, remember this. America is worth it. Free speech is worth it. Fighting for the unborn, for families, for sanity in a culture gone mad. It is all worth it. So dry your tears, pick up your cross, and get back in the fight. Do it with joy. Do it with strength. And never ever let evil think it won.
You don't have to go to hell. You're in hell. This is hell. Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Then strangled them, and finally dismembered their bodies.
Right.
Then and homelessness and all that.
And now, the voice you've been waiting for.
There is a secret zone at the center of the world, and its sound is like razors through flesh. I'm here to turn up the volume.
Stop being so game retarded.
The last time I can actually remember shedding tears over the death of someone I'd never even met was when Johnny Cash died. And that was 22 years ago, almost to the day. And of all things, it was that AI clip that I included in the intro. Because even though it was AI, it was on point, as far as being undoubtedly what he would have to say about this. And this is coming from someone who, while I agreed with him about a lot of things, there was also plenty I disagreed with him on. But I did like him. I did respect him, and I never doubted for a second whether his heart was in the right place. I couldn't even have Bob in here for this episode. I showed that AI clip to Bob and he fucking lost it. And right away a lot of online debate got sparked. One thing there seems to be a whole lot of differing opinion on is, was this a professional hit, or was this just some crazy troon? And it was kind of a bummer for me, because there was a whole lot of people that I consider to be pretty knowledgeable and I have respect for, especially when it comes to firearm knowledge. And they were immediately ridiculing everybody that was a little suspicious about this and saying, oh, well, anybody could make a shot at 200 yards, that's nothing, I could train a fucking chimpanzee to do that in a single afternoon. And the thing is, they're not wrong. While this isn't exactly a layup, it is a shot that even an amateur could pull off. But there's some problems with this logic. First of all, people are throwing the word professional around as if it has some kind of specific definition. Somebody could say that I think this was a professional hit, and they don't mean it was John fucking Wick. Does the fact that it's a shot that could be taken by an amateur preclude a professional from taking the shot somehow? Would a professional say, no, the furthest vantage point I can get is only 200 yards, and I don't want people thinking I'm some kind of amateur. And also, just because you teach somebody to hit a paper target at 200 yards 10 times out of 10, does that mean they're also gonna somehow be able to come up with an infill and exfill plan to get in and out, be able to get up there and be collected enough to take that shot? Only one shot, and the confidence to know that you made it and immediately jump up and take off? You see what I mean? Saying that, oh, the fact that it's a shot that an amateur could make means that a professional didn't do it. That's the dumbest fucking logic I've heard in a minute. That's right up there with the sloped roof. And I do think it's a little weird that right after this goes down, there happens to be an old-timer in the crowd who just spontaneously, for no reason at all, starts screaming crazy shit about how he'd do it again.
He's just gonna decide out of the fucking blue?
Causing the cops to focus and swarm in on him, meanwhile making it easier for who actually did it to escape. And then when I woke up the next morning on September 11th and I saw this internal memo or whatever that had been leaked to Steven Crowder, the first thing that caught my eye was this, a Mauser in 30-06? And then I saw the picture that got released. That's a Mauser? When I hear the words old Mauser, I picture a Mauser 98. Not this. Probably the first thing that everybody noticed about this picture is what the actual fuck is up with that scope mount. But it has been suggested that in that video where you can see him running and jumping off the rooftop with something long and consistent with being a rifle, and that when he jumped down, the rifle could have landed butt first and shifted the scope back, which definitely does make a hell of a lot more sense than anybody seriously trying to shoot with their scope mounted in this way. But again, the part that really got me was how he went through all that trouble to jump off a building with this rifle and then just left it in the woods. Who would be smart enough to plan this, and yet so stupid as to think you could just ditch it in the woods and nobody's gonna find it? But then after they arrested the kid, there was talk at the press conference on over they had some Discord server messages about somebody getting the rifle, but they weren't very clear on the specific details of that. And I think part of the problem here is the crowd that was saying, yo, there's a lot of fucking suspect shit about this. Instead of saying, I think it was professional hit, it probably would have been better to say, I don't think this was just some lone nut acting by himself. And there's plenty of other shit that I'm not even going to go into in detail. There was the weird gestures that his security people were making literally a second before he got shot. There was this plane that took off, turned its transponder off, and then came back. Personally, I think that's a red herring because I've seen other people say that when they actually looked into the flight records, there was no plane with that tail number being recorded as even taking off from that airport that day. There was the guy immediately celebrating after the shot went off, which on one hand you would suspect that even somebody that would be happy would still have to take a few seconds of being shocked before they would immediately cheer like their fucking team just scored a touchdown. And there were cryptic posts the day before. In the immediate aftermath, this was the one that got the most attention, but it's since come out that there were others saying that, oh, something big is gonna happen tomorrow with Charlie Kirk. And then there was the thing about the New York Times and LA Times having stories out more than 12 hours before it happened. I remember that happened with another thing. What was it? It was maybe the Butler shooting? But I remember it ended up getting explained away as they edited a previously published article in order to game the algorithm. Is there something similar to that you can do with Amazon? Because this time there happened to be a book about the assassination that was published a day before. It just seems like there's a whole lot of people that had some kind of prior knowledge. But just in general, this story has a hell of a lot of ins and outs and what have yous. And there's a whole lot of people that just want to point the finger at a particular Middle Eastern country. And maybe they're right. Maybe there is some involvement there. I mean, there's definitely motive. This is a guy that was out winning the hearts and minds of the youth. And if the future youth of conservative right-wing America isn't on board and with the program, that's a problem. But I think bare minimum this was an Antifa plot, and I can't prove all of this, but currently my hypothesis goes as follows. An unknown number of them plotted to do this online, with multiple people slated to take part. The old dude that distracted the police, whoever was supposed to grab that gun in the woods. I don't know, maybe they chickened out at the last second. And if this is an Antifa thing, then I have very little doubt that at the head of this plot, the mastermind is somebody who probably glows in the fucking dark. Oh, but that couldn't be the case, because the good guys are in charge at the FBI now, right? Get a grip. So they got rid of all the bad people there, right? How many people did they get rid of again? You know, for what it's worth, I asked Grok, and the number I got was about 50 out of 38,000.
That's garbage.
And maybe the people that still work there, their COINTELPRO op infiltrating Antifa at the highest level gets shut down. In reality, that just means it went completely off the books. But for what reason would subversive elements within some agency do that? I keep flashing back to that Civil War movie from a year and a half ago. Do you remember that line that gets said referencing the Antifa massacre? No explanation was given as to what the fuck they were talking about. It just got thrown out there and referenced. Is that what we're about to see next? Some vengeful MAGA guy is gonna do what? Just go Grand Theft Auto rampage mode on maybe not even Antifa. It'd be more effective for them to drag in some other group. So probably a fucking pride event or a black college. Once you can conceive of the idea of people trying to instigate a civil war in this country, then you can start thinking about it as, how would you get there? But these people have really shown how stupid they are. I mean, they didn't even have the common sense to not fucking celebrate, and then wondering why they got fired from their jobs. They never for a second expected to be held to the same standard that they held everyone else to. I mean, the celebration videos for this were way more than I would have expected. At least people like Newsom and Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they were all at least smart enough to pretend like they give a shit. But really, I think they only give a shit because they are smart enough to realize how fucking stupid a move this was. The lower level useless idiots on the left really believed that propaganda that Charlie Kirk was a Nazi because they got told that somewhere. And I think they were expecting a different reaction. from the right.
Wanna go to war? Come on. Do you wanna go to war? We'll take you to war, okay?
They really bought into that. The right is just looking for an excuse to try to round up all the rainbow crew and the people of color and ship them off on cattle cars to a camp. But the truth is, he was the civil discourse and non-violence guy. The guy that went around and said, hey, let's talk about it.
Oh my God, what a fucking nightmare!
And I've heard the parallels get drawn about him and MLK getting assassinated. And I can see that. One thing that's different is, you know what happened right after MLK got assassinated? Yeah, nationwide rioting. And for how pissed off I am as someone who didn't even love him but simply liked him, I can only imagine what the people who loved and idolized the man are feeling right now. And the level with which different media outlets are running cover, I don't think I've ever seen before. Right-wing activists are targeting people for allegedly celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Extremists and anonymously run websites are posting identifying details about people accused of celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder online. Yeah, it's not doxing when you do it from an account that has your motherfucking LinkedIn in the bio. That makes it publicly available information, dumb fuck. It's amazing to see them up in arms that people are getting fired for celebrating the murder of someone. And I bet a lot of people's local news is doing what the local news here in South Florida is doing, just focusing on one local example of a city councilman from one of the area municipalities is having a hearing tonight where he might get voted out because he posted something celebratory, but they only mention that case over and over again on the local TV news here, when the amount of celebratory posts and videos is fucking legion. This is why I think we're about to see something else very major happen. They really need to try to regain the narrative here. And in the absence of some kind of retaliation, they're on a trajectory to go down in flames. Man, how fucking prescient was it for him to name his organization Turning Point? Or one of his last posts about 12 hours before he died, referencing the Ukrainian girl, saying America will never be the same. Quite an amazing turn of events where just the very next day, people were saying the same exact thing about him. Okay, quick tangent. I saw this post about how the dude who stabbed that Ukrainian girl in the neck got sentenced to death, and included this little fake-as-hell AI video of the judge sentencing him and him crying like a bitch, and then some numbnuts, hey, Grok, is this true? People's ability to discern even basic fucking things. Like, before you go asking Grok, just ask yourself, does that make any fucking sense? Oh, this reply was great, though. Yep, caught him, went to trial, wrapped up, and sentenced in less than 5 days. For fuck's sake. I wish somebody would program it into Grok that when somebody asks an idiotic question like that, Grok should have a standardized reply.
We're due to...
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Think, McFly. Think.
Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. That shit is fucking annoying. As is my ongoing problems with the $1,400 computer I bought, ironically, so that I wouldn't have problems. So there's a pretty good chance that next week I won't be able to put out an episode because I really have to get this taken care of. Everybody stay safe out there, and may the forces of darkness become lost or confused on their way to your house. Sláinte.
All I have in this world is my thoughts and my words, and I don't break them for no one. You understand?
So say good night. So say good night to the bad guy. So say good night. So say good night to the bad guy. So say good night. So say good night to the bad guy. So say good night. So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. Come on. you now.